Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 27th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the state of California where I'm circling, and check out this upper level low out over the Pacific Ocean. That's going to be somewhat of our next weather maker. And if I drive this all the way back towards yesterday, you can see how that low is now almost just dropping south and then pretty much stationary currently out over the Pacific Ocean. This will eventually be drifting and meandering off to the north and east, somewhere towards the Northern California coastline here, and it will bring somewhat of a cool down, and it could destabilize things mainly central and northern California for some thunderstorm activity. And through the extended forecast, there could be some monsoon moisture trying to make its way up, but it's way out there right now, so we're not going to get too caught up in those details just yet. I'm just going to throw in that out there. Here we go for thunderstorm activity today and tomorrow, just across Arizona. Does include Phoenix, but not Las Vegas or any portion of California currently. And this would be the day 2 again. Let's see if we can go day 3, and you can see Tucson there would be included in some of New Mexico. Now, taking a look at Reno, you can see they are now starting to mention it Friday through Sunday, isolated storm showers north of Highway 50 and expanding northward through the weekend. That is that upper level low that we've been talking about. We'll look at the weather models on that here in a moment, actually starting right now, because this is the European control run as of last night. System moving through the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to have this ridge. We're going to be warming up here, but this thing could provide some relief as you see this cutoff low kind of making its way towards the coastal areas as we go through the weekend upcoming here. So we're going to be watching that one for some thunderstorm development across much of the west coast and mainly central and northern California, however, through Oregon and Washington. And then that system kind of just sitting there and eventually pushes off to the north and east. So if we take a look at lightning flash density potential, I'm going to scroll ahead, and you can kind of see we do pop maybe something here on tomorrow afternoon across the highest terrain of the Sierra Nevada, and then Thursday afternoon. Here we go Friday, though. We start to destabilize things a bit more as that upper level low starts to get a little bit closer. Maybe the desert areas and maybe some areas of southern Nevada and Arizona will kick off a thunderstorm or two as well. So we are going to destabilize things a bit with that upper level low and cool things down a little bit. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're getting this system through the Pacific Northwest, and you can see returning to some above average temperatures for the Sacramento Valley especially. And as we scroll on in towards the end of the month, you can see we're progged to have these above normal conditions across much of the west coast, although not so much for the immediate coastal areas of California. As you can see, there are some areas that are actually a little bit below average as we go through the end of the month, and we scroll on in towards the weekend and whatnot, and you can kind of see the upper level low cooling things down a bit here again for some central and northern California and the Bay Area below normal for this period. So that's kind of nice to see there. However, in the wake of that system, looks like we go back above normal as we go through the first week of September also coming up here. So you can kind of see the heat dominating a lot of the west, even central portions of the USA, well up into Canada also. So if we take a look at the tropical cyclone activity, we got Tropical Storm Hector and still technically a hurricane out there, probably not for much longer. Gilma, no threat to the southwest USA as of right now. You can see these systems out there, and if I put this into motion, this is yesterday afternoon's European, bringing some remnant moisture to the state of Hawaii, but you see no threat here to California. And if we scroll far enough out into the extended, you can see what I was talking about the initial portion of the video here. As you can see, some of this monsoon moisture try to make a reappearance back here across California. No promises on that just yet. We're going to be watching that one closely over the next few days. You can see we are looking a ways out to the extended. I mean, you're looking 150 hours plus out. So we'll be watching this day by day and breaking that down and getting some model agreement on what could be occurring with that as some more moist air from the monsoon tries to make its way into California and Nevada. Here's the 6 to 10 days. You can see the heat going to be dominating a lot of the west here during this time period. This is September 1st through the 5th, and that above average signal from that cutoff low. You can see a below average signal here. I mean, we're not getting much precipitation anyway at this time of year, so it's kind of interesting across some areas. We're not expecting monsoon moisture in the short term, but that may change, as I mentioned, in the extended. Now, taking a look at the daily 2-meter max temperature, as for today, Tuesday, August 27th, we go through Wednesday, Thursday, check it out, 102 for Redding there, close to 100 degrees for Bakersfield. Death Valley, about 115 or so. Some of the desert areas, seasonably warm, and, it is summertime here across much of the Southwest, or the entire Southwest, and it's brought some above average, it's going to bring some above average conditions with it as we go through the end of the month, as you can see. But then you see a little bit of a cool down come as we go into September 1st. There's Sunday, and there's Monday. So a little bit of a cool down with that upper level low hanging around, but then we bounce back in the wake of that as we go on into the first week of September. So I should have better news on that. I'd rather us be below average here and getting some precipitation, at least better amounts. But that upper level low always provides some hope, and then maybe we'll get some monsoon moisture back in here. No promises just yet. So if we take a look at about 18,000 feet, you can see the system moving through the Pacific Northwest. Here's California. Here's the Hawaiian Islands to the bottom left, and you can see the cutoff low here, not in a hurry to go anywhere in the immediate future, but then it eventually starts to get pushed a little bit off to the north and east, and that's what could help spawn some instability here across some portions of California. So that's what we're watching next. Now, looking at a fire smoke out there, this is surface smoke, and I believe that's still a coffee pot fire, but there are some places smelling some smoke. But as I scroll through the 48 hours and just can let this loop, we're not doing too bad. So you just got to kind of be thankful for that at this point. You guys know how much more dramatically worse these fire conditions and the smoke conditions could be for this time of year. Here is the latest on the drought monitor. You can see the tiniest sliver of some severe drought for just the extreme northern portions there, Siskiyou County, California, and there's some moderate and there's some abnormally dry out there as well. But for the most part, the state is doing quite well, especially compared to years past. But yeah, anyway, there's our cutoff low there. We'll be watching that. We'll watch for the extended and some monsoon moisture rolling back in here. And I wish I had better news. I wish I had a magic air conditioner that could keep us at just below normal temperatures here, but it looks like we're going to be off and on above average temperatures. A little bit better relief along the coastal areas as I showed you there. But anyway, again, thanks to everybody who comes back and checks on this channel daily. Thanks to all my members who support monetarily and all my new subscribers, and click like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll continue to break this down day by day. We'll check out to see what's coming, and I hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and I will talk to you guys then.